Long time.
I don't know whether I'm coming or going at this point.
And you're like the rest of us then.
That's right.
Brain dead.
With the coffee, extra, or tea, one of
My
them.
giant Starbucks on the floor. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice. I taught the last 2 days.
Yeah.
I did a workshop here for acting. So from 9 to 5, I was chatting at people,
Wow.
bossing them around. It was awesome.
That's one of the things I wanted to ask about. Was I saw in the schedule you were doing the workshop. What was that like?
It's really fun. I did it a few years ago, and then Richard Hatch actually did it last year or the year before last. And then he wasn't available to do it again, so they brought me back.
Yeah.
I had a ball. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's about 10, like it's 9 to 5. It's like I'm gonna tie them all up and suspend them from the ceiling and make them look like S&M, like the real 9 to 5. No, I didn't do that to any of my class. I was very nice to them.
Yeah.
No, we do like improv in the morning, and we talk about like how you like relax and get excited about listening to other people and being present in the moment. And I think that's the best part about improv is you're forced to actually deal with each other.
Yeah.
And then we talk about the business of what it means to be an actor and how you get an agent and stuff like if someone's trying to get you to give them money up front, don't go with them because that's not very legitimate. That's not a professional person. And then I have them audition for me the next day. I give them scenes, and it's really fun.
That's
we have a
cool.
good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
ran
like
the
fun.
gamut. I had 2 teenagers, which I did not know I was getting some under 18s. I'm really glad the scenes I picked did not have really hardcore adult content in them.
That'll be a different kind of training.
Yeah. But even some of the stuff, you're just like, oh, that they said a dirty, like foul word. I can't give a 15-year-old that.
Yeah.
There was one scene that had the word whore in it. I was like, oh my God, the parents are going to kill me. But hopefully they know what a whore is, I guess. Yeah.
They learned it on the street if they didn't learn it in the
That's right. They
workshop.
learned it on the streets. These are some streetwise kids. I got it. Yeah.
Speaking of teenagers,
I like that is a segue.
no, I'm just curious, because the geek and fandom is so much more accepted by all generations now, a lot of younger kids are looking at writing and TV
Yeah.
and all. So any little tip for the fans is what a younger person should think about if they're even thinking about acting?
Getting into
Yeah.
this world. I think kids are really lucky. They have YouTube and Vimeo, the internet. They have an access to a large audience that I did not have as a teenager when I was making little things and little films and doing theater and stuff. I think you need to make your own stuff. I think if you're an actor and you're not a writer, you need to find some friends who are writers and directors, and you guys make stuff for YouTube. Hollywood is looking at YouTube and casting people off of their YouTube sites.
Right.
So I think this is what I was saying to my class yesterday. The old adage that you're supposed to go to LA and New York still applies if you want to be an actor, but now you can actually do stuff on YouTube, and people in LA and New York will come to you. So.
Well, same principle. I think indie films are so much more enjoyable and really pushed now by all levels. So.
Yeah, and you can make a film and you can actually get it to an audience. You don't have to go through a middleman anymore. You have consumer or prosumer cameras. You have Final Cut. You have all of these programs. You have Pro Tools. You can make your own music. You don't need to go to a big distribution company to get your film out. You can do it all yourself now. And I think that's really, really important. And there are great film festivals, and it's just a different world. It's like being in the Wild West. Anything goes now.
So on that topic, you do a lot of writing.
I do.
You do vocal singing and things.
Not so much just for
Yeah.
mostly just when people ask me to do bits and pieces, but a lot of writing.
Yeah. How does it change your career? Like, where do you now go with your abilities?
Oh, I'm just trying to make a living.
Yeah.
I'm just tap dancing for the masses. I think if you're an artist these days, you have to be diverse. You have to do lots of different things.
Right.
It's really hard to make a living as one. It's hard to be an actor and make a living that way.
Do you find yourself putting things on YouTube?
A little bit, not so much. I've kind of retired from acting. I've been doing it since I was a kid, but professionally since I was 13, and I'm 38. you hit a wall. You're just like, I don't want to audition for stuff anymore. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to chase the dragon. I just want to make the stuff I want to make, write the things I want to write, and you know, so be it. So for me, it's much more about, you know, creating the stuff that I'm interested in creating, whether it's writing a book or it's directing a short film or making a feature, whatever that, you know. And then, you know, sometimes you put it on the internet, sometimes, you know, it finds a life there. But I'm just doing the stuff I want to do.
Yeah. Any books coming?
Yeah, I have a new series with Penguin. The first one came out in January called The Witches of Echo Park, and then the second one is called The Last Dream Keeper, and then there'll be a third. The second one comes out in January. So keeping busy.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the web series that you directed? Was that a project someone came to you with?
Oh,
or
which one? So
Oh no, the
many.
name is. I knew it when I walked in this door.
Oh,
I think I just saw the
Shevenge?
Kickstarter that had just been in. Yes, yes.
Shevenge, yeah.
Shevenge.
Some actresses were looking for someone to direct this. Sorry, my hair's falling out. So this short film that they had gotten someone to write. That they'd come up with the concept, and I met with them, and I was like, I would totally I'm down to direct it. So I was a gun for hire, which was really fun. It was neat to come in and just be like, all right, well, let's just do this thing. I don't know any of you. I'm not beholden to anybody. I can just make what I want to make and make it as good as possible. And we've been really lucky. We played at the LA Film Festival, and we were just at a film festival in London. And so it's been really good.
Have you ever considered adapting any of your own writing for the screen?
I need to write smaller things that I can do myself. I've been doing these these kind of fantastical supernatural stories, and they're not really feasible as far as like doing them myself. We went around, and especially with the first series, Death's Daughter, we went to a bunch of different places and were pitching the book series, and honestly, they just don't want the writer involved. They just wanted to option it off of me, and I was like, well, I'm just going to hold on to it then because I want to be involved. This is my baby. I don't want to just sell it down the road and what happens, happens. I want to be involved in it and make sure that it's actually a viable, real, thing that I would be proud of. So.
In regards to your writing, you've done both prose and comic book work. Compare and contrast that for you, and which do you prefer? Because I've tried to write comic books, and it's a completely different beast than trying to do prose.
Oh my gosh, it's totally a different beast. I think I like both of them for different reasons. Comic, bless you, cough. Sorry, Becky.
We acknowledge that something is happening.
It's the Southern girl in me. I always
I
have to say,
understand.
bless you, gesundheit.
I'm Southern too, I understand.
Yeah, you know. It's funny. But I love writing comic book stuff because it's like storyboarding a feature. Like you're doing storyboards. You're dictating what it visually looks like, and you're writing the story, and that's really neat for me. I like that. But then I love prose because I'm a big reader. I'm a book whore. I'm constantly I'm reading The Stand on my phone right now. So prose is great because you're kind of God. It is all on you and your editor, and that is it. Comic books, you have an artist, and so you're sort of it's a collaboration. But I was really lucky. I got to work with Ben Templesmith. We did some stuff for IDW. We did Demon Father John's Pinwheel Blues, which was like a kid vampire, and it just looks amazing. It was so much fun. So I don't know. I'm torn. They're both wonderful, but for different reasons. But you should do it. Write more comics. It's so much fun.
So what do you do for fun on the side?
I'm so sad. I don't do anything exciting. I read books. I watch my Netflix. I'm so freaking busy that for me, fun is just not doing anything, decompressing. I feel like I'm constantly on the go. But stupid stuff. I like driving around. Isn't that weird? But I just like getting in the car and going to weird places and doing, I'm kind of obsessed with this website, Atlas Obscura. Do you guys know it?
Yeah.
So freaking cool! And so sometimes, when I'm in a new place, I'll go on Atlas Obscura and I'll be like, what's weird nearby? I did that when I was in Adelaide, Australia, and I did a couple of weird things there. And I'm always looking for weird things to do like that. I like stuff like that.
Did we live nearby? We live right down the street from the Walmart Mausoleum. There's a mausoleum in a
And a
Walmart.
lot of it's here in Decatur. Like,
Yeah, it's not far. If you have time in Atlanta, go check out the Walmart mausoleum. Well, they sold the land
winter
all around it,
break.
but the family wouldn't give up the land, you know, that, so they just built the Walmart parking lot around it.
You gotta love humanity. Unless you're Stephen King and then you kill it.
right. Doesn't mean he doesn't love it though.
Yeah, he still loves it. He just likes to destroy it slightly.
So you're gonna go to the Buffy Horror Picture Show tonight?
I have a like a podcasting that I have to do tonight, so I may not make it.
Oh.
Sadly, doing yeah something else. I got overbooked on this Dragon Con.
Yeah.
It's been super busy.
Wow.
Well, thank you for having time for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, thank you
yeah.
guys. You guys having a good convention so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. Always super busy for us too.
It's nuts in a good way, but
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
What did I do with my? I don't know.
Writing, is there something that you haven't dabbled in yet, a subject or an area that you really kind of want to, but you're like, okay, I just really have to get there?
Oh gosh, I want to write a thriller that doesn't have any supernatural stuff in it, so that's daunting. Really daunting. I'm frightened.
Were you
But
always
yeah.
interested in the supernatural, or did playing a witch sort of foster that?
Oh, I
interest, or-
read a lot, like I read all the Diana Wynne Jones books when I was a kid, and Christopher Pike, and I've always been, and horror films, oh my god, I'm a horror junkie.
Yeah.
So, if you count Jason and Freddy as supernatural, then always. So bummed about Wes Craven, that's so sad.
Yeah.
I had no
Yeah,
idea he was
yeah.
even sick. Yeah. But yeah, it was just a continuation with the witch stuff on Buffy.
What sort of horror stuff do you like? What are some of your favorite horror movies?
God, I love The Shining. I love Rosemary's Baby. The Freddy and the Jasons, the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. I saw that when I was a kid. I was like the first. I think Friday the 13th was the first thing I saw that was super scary, and I begged and begged and begged my mom, and so she let my friend and I think I was like 7 or 8. She let us watch the first one, and I got so scared that I left my friend in, like, she spent the night, and we were in my room. I left her alone in my room and got out with my parents. I thought Jason was gonna come under the bed and like machete me. Yeah, so I left her to die.
That's how you survive.
Yep. So
It is about survival.
it is always about survival.
That's when I was a kid, I was always afraid I was going to get abducted by aliens, so I would leave my stuffed animals between me and the window so the aliens would take them instead. So I understand their mistakes.
Oh.
And that's why she's still here. so.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's all about survival at any cost.
It was awesome.
Are you interested in writing for any other kind of medium, like video games, for example, or something like that?
Oh, sure. I'm always open to new things.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm always willing to try something totally off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that because you were talking about horror, and there was a new horror game that just came out a week or two ago that apparently is heavily narrative. That it's, I think it has Hayden Panettiere in it and
Oh, cool.
a bunch of people. So it sounds like a cool game. I haven't played it, but I was interested to see if you were interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's go.
Have you ever considered songwriting?
I don't play an instrument. If I played an instrument, I might consider it, but I just don't know how to write. I couldn't write a
Do you have any musician friends who've ever tried to get you to work with them?
No one's ever tried me to get to work with it. Yeah, I should
Really?
totally harass them all. I do have tons of musician friends, but they're all doing their own stuff. They're like, what else, Ever? So, yeah. No, I should though. You're totally right. I should get on that.
Amongst everything else.
Amongst everything, yeah.
Right after you visit the Walmart mausoleum.
Yeah.
We're just making a to-do list today.
Yeah, all the things I need to do with my life.
What did Amber do in her interview?
I made a to-do list. You guys know what I was going to be doing with my life.
You gotta multitask. Gotta get things done.
I live multitasking.
Coming back to Dragon Con, I mean, you're so well loved for obviously Buffy and at Dragon Con. What do you really enjoy getting back here to Atlanta and Dragon Con the most about?
Oh gosh, I love looking at the costumes. I saw a woman who her breasts were like double the size of my head, and I realized I had stopped and was staring at her. She was like gorgeous, and like I was just like fascinated. I was like, is that? And then like I said, I realized I had stopped, and I was like, I need to move on because it's creepy. I'm staring at this woman. But just like the outfits and the fun like stuff, and the fact that everybody is like comfortable in their own skin. You really like that because you don't have to look a certain way to dress a certain way. I think however you look, if you feel comfortable, dress how you want. I like that about Dragon Con, that people are really comfortable and they're happy in their bodies. And I think that's really important because we have a media, pop culture sort of system in place where you have to look like anorexic in order to be considered beautiful, and I think that's bullshit. So, because I ain't like that. I've got a body and I'm perfectly comfortable in it. So I like seeing that. I like that is the sort of the thrust of Dragon Con.
Have you ever run into anybody cosplaying as you?
I have, yes. That's always fun. I enjoy that.
Is there a franchise in comic
I like that you guys
books-
are like, we're gonna dig down to the bottom, get some questions for you.
I just didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
That was really me. I was like, I don't want to talk over anybody
Oh,
else.
please.
Is there any kind of established franchise that you'd like to write for in regards to comic books or TVs? Like, what would be like your top 3 franchises that are already out there that you'd like to get on that you haven't already?
Oh, goodness.
I asked the good ones.
You did ask a good one. I don't know.
This is
really-
binding now.
Now I'm like,
This is a contract, so
all right,
that's it.
I just want to redo The Wire. Just continue The Wire. Love The Wire. It's just tough, man. It's just tough.
We're making you.
You are making me tick. You're making me think. I got so much sleep last night too. I don't know why I'm so tired. I think I got too much sleep. I fell asleep at 9 last night. Got up at 9 this morning.
Yeah. You can get a sleep hangover. It's not impossible.
I think that is what happened to me. I'm like, ooh. And I had saved my grits from yesterday, and I put them in the fridge, and that's what I had this morning for breakfast. Cold grits with cheese on them.
Oh, man.
I'm really sad.
Cold hotel grits.
South.
Yeah. Grits. What other series would I want to get invested in? I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I mean, you mentioned Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Would you write like comic books?
For Nightmare on Elm Street, that would be awesome. I would
Yeah.
love that. That would be really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I love that documentary that they did of all that was phenomenal. I sat there and watched the whole thing. I was just enraptured.
That's choice.
Yeah. Continue I know that he's continuing The Shining. Maybe the 3rd book in the series. I don't know. Okay, there we go. That's 3.
That's right. You won.
That's 3. That's 3. I did it. Can't say I didn't fulfill my obligations to that question.
So you can cross over The Wire and like Jason, but The Wire is already horrific enough. You don't really need
The Wire is horrific in a real way. Jason is horrific in a different way. Yeah. God. Sorry. I'm just imagining that. you got Idris Elba and like. Is he too edgy, too street to play Jason? I can't believe they said that about him. He's too edgy to play, too street to play James Bond. I was like, have you seen the man? He's very attractive. And very classy.
The guy who's constantly wearing a 3-piece suit. Like, what are you talking about?
I know. I don't think the guy. It was the guy that wrote the new James Bond. I don't think he realized how it came across. I feel bad for him because he just got lambasted on the Twitter and the internet. So, yeah, she's coming over. One more question. Make it a good one.
Choose wisely.
Oh, I know the last one.
Do you have a cause you want to plug?
A cause I want to plug? I don't know. A cause? I always give money to the food bank, and the LA Food Bank is great. I feel like you got to feed people. Everybody needs food. So
Yeah.
food banks and Doctors Without Borders. I think they're doing good stuff. I always give to them.
Any upcoming projects you want to?
Just the Witches of Echo Park. The second one is The Last Dreamkeeper. It's January, so.
Are you doing any book signings? Or?
Yeah, I'll probably be on the street for that, like, out and about. And then I have a novella called Death and Buses from Dutch Kills Press. It's a small press. It's a little novella, and it actually takes quasi place at a comic book convention, but it's dirty and it's not supernatural.
Yay.
It's really dirty.
No, that's fun.
I wanted to write something dirty, so I did.
We like
We're good with that.
Yeah, we like
We
it.
are Dragon Club.
Yeah, so that's, yeah. But, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You guys
Thank
are
you so
so
much.
lovely.